Made promises, and I'm here to deliver on those. Today's video, as promised, I'm going to be reviewing NIOD's copper peptides. Now, they sent me their copper amino isolate serum 3 1:1, as well as their copper amino isolate lipid 1%. Let's get into it. Let's start with the copper amino isolate serum 3 1:1. This has 1% GHK copper. This is a copper peptide naturally found in bodily fluids like saliva. There's actually quite a bit of research suggesting that this peptide has anti-inflammatory properties, has antioxidant effects. There's a lot of enthusiasm for copper peptide in wound healing and in better scar formation overall, for helping to improve healthy collagen production. And of course, ultimately, that can be beneficial for improving wrinkles, fine lines. In clinical studies on actual human volunteers, the peptide has been shown to improve skin thickness, so the thickness of both the epidermis and the dermis, which ultimately can have a skin firming effect, along with diminishing the appearance of static wrinkles and even expression wrinkles. This peptide applied to the skin of human volunteers has also been shown to be helpful for improving skin elasticity, that snap and recoil which our skin loses as we get wiser due to decline in the quality of elastin in our skin. And this peptide may help in improving elastin production. Now, keep in mind, this is a cosmetic ingredient. We're not talking robust clinical data here. We're not talking well-powered, well-controlled, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials. Interesting though, this peptide has also been examined for a potential in improving hair growth on the scalp, right, for alopecia. However, some people are concerned when they hear that, well, if I'm gonna put it on my face, is this gonna grow facial hair? And if you go on the internet and you go on a forum, you'll find somebody to confirm whatever it is that you are looking to have confirmed. You'll find people who say that they notice an increase in facial hair when they use copper peptide. However, there aren't any studies to back that up. I didn't notice an increase in facial hair growth. Most of the research though on copper peptides has been done in vitro models, so like cells in a dish. So you have to take it with a huge chunk of salt, but copper peptides show a lot of promise for improving wrinkles, having a tightening effect, a smoothing effect on the skin. This also has tripeptide 29, so that's a 3 amino acid peptide that is actually found naturally in collagen, and applied to the skin in theory may help to provide the signals to allow for new healthy collagen production. So this product you apply twice daily to the face after cleansing. You can also put it on the neck, and then you're going to put on other things on top if you want, your moisturizer, and of course if it's during the day you're going to apply sunscreen on over it. They suggest avoiding using this product with strong acids like glycolic, lactic, mandelic, salicylic acid, I would assume is what they mean by strong acids. And I would wager to bet a lot of that might be related to just concerns, perhaps, I'm not a cosmetic formulator, concerns around how these acids might impact the stability of the copper peptide. They also suggest avoiding it with EUK, which is an antioxidant. They suggest avoiding it with retinoids. I didn't take their advice. I continue to use this alongside my tretinoin. Importantly, they also encourage you to not use it with L-ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid has a lot of issues with stability, and in theory, the presence of copper could accelerate the rate of degradation of ascorbic acid. So that makes a lot of sense to me. It's a very lightweight, watery serum. You can see the vibrant blue color here. You don't need a ton, but I found that I needed a bit more in comparison to many other serums to get a good thin layer. Now, my approach to applying serums is much different than a lot of people when they show their application of serum. I actually take it into my palm directly and then scoop it up onto my finger pad and paint it on the skin to get a thin, even layer, and to avoid skip areas, to really maximize. I think you get more even, consistent coverage. That's just my personal opinion as someone who has tried out a lot of different techniques for applying serums over the years. I find that this product improved moisture retention in the skin. Like, I was able to use this and then once once it absorbed and dried down, if I didn't apply anything on over it, my skin didn't feel dry. Whereas if I wash my face and I just let it air dry, my skin kind of has that tight, a bit of that tight-ish feeling. I tend to have drier skin. And so this alone kind of ameliorated that issue. It does help in smoothing out little dehydration lines, which are wrinkles that are obvious when your skin is dry. I noticed that especially like around my neck in particular, but it's $62 for 15 milliliters. Now that's pretty steep. At this point, I'm not convinced that it's worth that price point because I've tried a lot of peptide products over the years and I find that I often get very similar results, and many of these products are significantly less expensive than this. Let me know if you'd like a video comparing this product to the Ordinary brand that's under the same umbrella as this company. The Ordinary's multi-peptide plus copper peptide, previously the Buffet plus copper peptide. Let me know if you want a video comparing these two, because I think that would perk your interest as far as performance differences between the two and ingredient differences, because there are some ingredient differences, and of course the obvious difference is the price. The Ordinary is much less, so that'd be a cool video to do. But this is a good product. It's not bad. I think if you want a copper peptide serum to have in your routine for the possibility of improving elasticity, skin firmness, the look of wrinkles, this would be a great option. This is a well-formulated product. It does what it says it's going to do, but don't expect miracles. Don't expect miracles. There's really only so much that skincare can do as far as moving the dial, and a lot of what skincare can achieve is done through consistent moisturizing, sun protection, and of course regularly removing makeup and dirt through basic gentle cleansing. Adding on a topical retinoid on top of that can definitely improve collagen and fine lines. Does a copper peptide serum take you above and beyond that? It's really hard to say because, again, copper peptides, they are cosmetic ingredients. We don't have that kind of research. In addition to using this tretinoin, I also am continuing to use my Omnilux contour mask, which is a product that did result in an improvement in the firmness of my skin, the radiance, as well as the appearance of expression wrinkles, their depth, above and beyond tretinoin. So I've been doing tretinoin plus the Omnilux contour mask for a long time now. Moving on, let's talk about the copper amino isolate lipid 1%. This is interesting. It's not a water-based serum, but rather it is almost like a balm. It is very oily. Has that vibrant blue color like you get from the serum. This has 1% palmitoyl copper peptide. Again, in theory, that's going to help with healing, skin regeneration, improving collagen production, may help in improving firmness, elasticity, but a lot of the research on copper peptide has been done in vitro, so just keep that in mind. Now, the main difference here is this is more of a moisturizing product, whereas the other one is solely formulated for the delivery of the active ingredient. The serum doesn't offer the emollients to soften and smooth dry skin, and it doesn't reduce transepidermal water loss. It doesn't have any sort of occlusion aspect to it in the formulation, whereas this is a lipid-based product, very oily, and it's pretty moisturizing. They claim that this will help regenerate the look of skin texture. Okay, what they mean by that and the effect that you will get, yes, you can get an improvement in the appearance of dry, rough skin texture with this because it's moisturizing. You can do that with any moisturizer. It doesn't have to be this. This, they claim, is going to help replenish skin volume. This product would be better pursued by somebody who has mature, dry skin to get better skin volume. And what they mean by that, I'm almost certain, is because this is a little bit better in terms of the formulation for reducing water loss from the skin, you're going to get a little bit of a firming effect, a plumping effect by reducing water loss from the skin. Now, it's interesting. They tell you use the serum morning and evening, first step after cleansing, but the lipid, they say just use at night. I would be willing to bet the reason they say to just use this at night, this might be the reason, is that good luck putting sunscreen on over this. It's very oily. You're unlikely to get a good setup of your sunscreen on top of this. I would imagine it would disrupt the film forming properties. That being said, you can put moisturizers on over this. This I actually really liked solely because of the formulation. Now, it's been difficult for me to tease out, is one of these better than the other as far as what you might be getting from the copper peptide? I really think they're both equally good. Hard to say, no objective evidence to support that. I think they're equally good. I don't think you need to use them together, but obviously for efficiency's sake and wanting to test them out, I use them together. How did I use them together? Morning and evening, I used this, first step after cleansing. Just in the evening though, I would put this on. So when did I put this on? So my evening routine would be cleanse, rinse the skin of cleanser, right? When I get out of the shower, put this on. I'd put the eye concentrate around my eyes, and then I would also put on, after that, tretinoin. Then I would put this on over. Now keep in mind, they caution against using tretinoin with their copper peptides, but I did it anyway. I think maybe they do that because they don't want to over irritate your skin. They know that, you know, tretinoin can increase the likelihood that you'll have irritation from things, especially if you're new to tretinoin, but I've had tretinoin in my routine for a while. So this is really oily, really emollient. I kind of like that. I really like that. It kind of reminds me of have you ever used the baby oil gel? You know what I'm talking about? That's what this is like. So it's really emollient, really shiny. It's not a rich cream though, even though it's oily, it's more emollient. So it's really good if you've got some flaky skin. It's gonna help soften and smooth that down and make it look better. I really like this. In fact, I found that this product, because I tried not using it a couple of times just to kind of see if there was any sort of more immediate visible difference in my skin. I tried only using this and my tretinoin. And I gotta say, when this is on in the nighttime routine, the following morning, it's like, oh, this looks good. The skin is looking good. And I attribute it really just to the vehicle here, not necessarily the ingredients. I attribute it to just that extra oiliness perhaps from this moisturizer, and you know, maybe the copper peptides as well. But I do see a visible morning after difference in terms of how good my skin looks just from a aesthetic perspective, not necessarily any like metrics of wrinkle depth change or dark spot correction. But I do notice that my skin just looks glowier, healthier, more radiant if I had put this on at night versus only using this. So if I were going to purchase one of these again, which again, reminder, these were sent to me, I didn't buy them, it would definitely be this copper amino isolate. Although I complained to you guys about this in my vlogs when you've seen me using it. They've got it, first of all, this product is $93 for this little tube. And I get it, you know, ingredients can be expensive and products are priced oftentimes to reflect the ingredients that they sourced and those kinds of things. But you guys, you have got to give us better packaging. This is just unacceptable. In my opinion, for $93 to have the label hanging on for dear life. I'm being kind of nitpicky here. The tube is honestly a good packaging system, even though it's a bit annoying because you can actually get every last drop out. It's good because you can get every last drop out of there as opposed to an opaque pump packaging where you're just kind of hoping they're not cheating you out of product once you get down to the dregs. This hand almost looks a little more youthful than this one, just light scattering. Yeah, it really does feel like you've got baby oil on your skin. And let's talk about scents here because there's no fragrance in these. This has a bit of a vinegar scent to it. It smells a little like apple cider vinegar when you're putting it on. It doesn't sting or burn or anything. This smells like something I know I have used before, and I don't know who it was or what it was that I've used that smells like this, but it's a just cosmetic ingredient aroma scent. There's definitely a scent to it. It's not bad. There's definitely an aroma to it due to the raw, the actual ingredients. There's no added fragrance or anything. It's pleasant though. It's pleasant. It doesn't make your skin smell funky or anything. This, like I said, has that vinegar aroma to it, but that doesn't linger on your skin. So when you put this on, it's not as though it stays vinegar scented. So in summary, these are great copper peptide products. If you're looking to have copper peptides in your routine, these would be an excellent option. They're really well formulated, and I think, you know, as far as copper peptides go, these are, yeah, nothing bad to say per se. However, the price point is like, wait a minute. These are really good. They're really sophisticated formulas. They might give a little bit something extra, but the ingredients, do they perform better in these than other less expensive products? We will never know. We will never know because we're not going to get that kind of data. So just keep that in mind when you are purchasing skincare. It's not dumb or a bad idea to try out something that's more expensive, because sometimes people find that a more expensive product seems to work better for them. And the only way to really know is to actually try it out. But set your expectations to reasonable levels that you may not find that the more expensive thing is any better or does anything. So it's about your willingness to test it out. What I can tell you from my personal experience using these, they're great. They do what they say they're supposed to do. They're not unpleasant to use. As someone who's tried a lot over the years of peptide products, I wouldn't necessarily say they stood out above and beyond some of the others that are significantly less expensive. This company has a huge, typically Black Friday month sale throughout the month of November, I want to say. They typically have a really good sale. I would wait to buy this until then. Anyway, y'all, that's what I want to say with regards to these products. Let me know in the comments. Are you one of those who are like, oh, pry this from my cold dead hands? Pry this from my cold dead hands. Are you someone who's like, I tried it was okay? Or are you just like, I'm just here because it's my lunch hour and this is what I do? Anyways, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.